Hey guys, you there?
This Tuesday or next Tuesday?
Woo! Are we recording? I need more wine.
I'm recording. Okay, guys.
Okay, over to you, Darren.
All right, guys, welcome back. Tech Talk Tuesday. As you know, I'm Darren Batstone, a host. I am hosting tonight, but I am actually not there live at the production due to family commitments here at home. But Matt and Joel and Jeff are going to be broadcasting live from Matt's garage there. So yeah, like as we just mentioned, live on location, we have basically our President's Club, and we got our current president, Jeff Rebiffe, past president working the camera, Joel Parker, and our vice president, Matt Stogger, in Matt's beautiful garage there as we.
And warning, objects are closer than they are. We're actually socially distant.
Yeah. No, actually, we're getting COVID test on each other already.
You guys have your own bubble going there. I know you do, so that's okay. Before we get started, I'm gonna get everybody to mute their microphones, especially with a live broadcast. If there's background sound, it really makes it difficult with a live broadcast. So we'll just get everybody to mute your microphones on your own screens there, except for Joel and I, and then we'll get going here. So yeah, we're going to cover Dr. Color Chip, and Jeff has been actually talking about this with me for a couple months about doing a Dr. Color Chip on his Atlas Gray 996 C4S. So we finally got him up enough nerve to do it, and there's the car in Matt's garage. He brought it over last night and got it all cleaned up and washed, and it's all nice and warm there overnight last night, and ready to touch up the stone chips there from his many tours through southern and central and maybe northern BC. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Color Chip is actually a product that's readily available online for just the stone chips that you may have on your hood, bumper, around your car. It's about $59 for a kit, and it's available in just about every auto manufacturer paint code out there. I actually looked up my own car today, and it's there, and that's an 84 944. So I'm pretty sure they've got you covered there.
Is that good?
It's a little blurry. What's that?
So that shows you what Jeff ordered. He ordered 3 different kits for 3 cars. Shows all the paint codes and which one is for which car.
Very cool.
And they're not expensive. What did he pay? 58 US a piece. And they come in a great box, like that.
There you go. And in the box, there is I believe that obviously the paint. There's a squeegee, a terry cloth, gloves, just about everything, and the alcohol and the sealant to put on top. So just about everything you need. It's a one-stop shop. There it is, Dr. Color Chip.
Some instructions. So this is the Seal Act, this pink stuff. This is the stuff that activates the paint. There's the paint right there.
Yep.
Inside a little brush or two.
And another little dabber, small one. And some kind of another little dabber. And some
Tips for the caps.
Yes. And some gloves.
Yeah.
And a wiping rag.
Yeah, this white rag here is the one you use the pink stuff on after you've let it set for 3 to 5 minutes. This is what sort of takes off the excess paint and then leaves it in the chip.
And another wiping rag.
Which is what you wipe after and while you're doing it, just to see how it's coming along. It's just a really nice microfiber cloth.
So today, as a bold experiment, you're going to see live and in color. We're going to use this stuff for the very first time. I've never even opened the boxes, I swear. I have no clue. And I'm going to watch the same video you are, and we are going to do this in real life. And hopefully it works for you. and for your car too.
And here's the squeegee that you may or may not want to use.
Cool.
Squeegee? It comes with it.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna pull up a video that I found online. It's a 2-minute video of a pro doing this at a car show. And he literally does it in a couple minutes. There's lots of videos online available on this. Some guys go more in depth. Some guys are definitely add a couple steps. But this video I'll pull up here is just a quick 2-minute segment of a guy doing it at a car show, just to demonstrate the product. So just give me a sec here. You guys see that?
Going to demonstrate the Dr. Color Chip paint chip repair system on this Interlagos blue BMW here at the Oktoberfest BMW event 2010 at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Just going to dab some paint on the chips, smear it flat. Just dab and smear the paint. There's no special precision paint necessary. You're just going to dab paint, smear it flat over the chips. You want the paint to be completely flat so that it dries to the touch within a minute or so. Paint's flat over the chips. The paint will be dry to the touch within a minute or so. Suggest you leave the paint flat in the car like this for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to do it quickly just for demonstration purposes to show that you can remove the paint quickly. This paint's completely dry to the touch. It's not cured, but it's dry. I'm going to put some Dr. Color Chip Seal-Like blending solution on a folded wiping cloth. Shake it up, squirt some on, lightly rub over all the paint smears on the car. You want to work in a small area at a time, just to ensure that you don't run out of the blending solution. Lightly rub over the whole area till all the excess paint is removed. Take a microfiber towel or a soft terry cloth towel, lightly rub over it just to remove the residual blending solution, and that's it. If you see any chips that need to be readdressed, like this little chip here, simply go back and repeat the process. Smear it, give it a few minutes, reapply the blending solution, and go back over the car. And that's the process. Fast, simple, easy.
Okay, so
That is, that looks like, that looks, Darren, that if he can do it, we can do it.
okay, so somebody driving through the garage there?
That's gonna be Brad.
So what are you doing?
Hey, Darren, you can mute everybody there.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, you're the host. No, I think we're good. I think everybody's muted and we're looking good.
Is that music coming from you guys, Joel?
Nope.
Okay, who's got the music on?
Mike Phillips with AutoGeek.com.
You know what? It's
today is Dan
Darren,
yeah,
Darren,
it's me.
founder of
Sorry, it's me. My YouTube was still going. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we've got 3 guys, some paint, a Porsche, and some wine. So like, what the hell could go wrong here, guys? I'm gonna hand it over to you in the garage here, and I'm gonna mute myself, and you guys just go at it.
all right, so here we are. We have, just give us get the cameraman to go mobile here. All right, and so we have identified some chips here. I don't know if you guys can see those. Guide me, Darren, if you need me to. Oh, Darren, you're muted.
We can see those.
Darren,
Yeah, we can see those.
you can see those. All right. right, so El Presidente is going to smear generously.
Here, you need the tip. This tip here. Okay, the open flip top tip. And I would just,
Okay, so we're gonna just shake this up.
you shake this for about 5 seconds, that's it. 10, that's enough.
And Darren, guide me if you can't see something, okay? Because I see there's a fair amount of glare, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a little bit of glare, but we can see the chips. I'll let you know.
Yeah, okay, so now you're gonna plug this. So what Jeff's gonna do is gonna put a drop of the paint behind the chip.
We don't want to use a
Just
little
a
brush, put it on the
tiny-
brush and put it on.
Yeah, well, let's just try one like this for see how Jeff does.
Good.
Good.
And you gotta smear that in there.
Just one time, one swipe, one swipe.
Okay.
Just one swipe. No.
I think you just leave that and put lots of glue on there, like if you have
So
to.
this one, you can still see the chip, so go back upward with the tip of your finger. Yeah, that's it. That's better. Yeah, that's
You wanna
better.
fill
And we can always put more in afterwards.
You can do it again.
And for those of you that are here, we're now smelling the glorious smell of paint,
One way.
of
Just
fresh paint.
a little too. Yeah,
There we go.
and then take that, because you got a wet finger, get that spot over there.
Oh.
Anyone over there.
Dust.
So here, there's a little spot to smear in too. Okay. How are we looking, guys?
Good.
There's millions of them. My God, the closer you look, the worse it looks. Holy smokes. Well, I'm gonna stop and give this a try.
I'll take this back.
And so we're gonna let that dry. Oh, if you had smell-o-vision right now, you realize just how stoned I'm getting. It's crazy.
Remember all that, what was the name of those little jars of paint we buy for cars as kids?
Testers.
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 Recall the smell of testers as a kid.
No. This stuff.
No, you just gotta make sure,
So you
your,
get one up here too, eh?
Get my clock.
Where your finger touches.
get your cloth and your stuff.
Where's the
You gotta wait 5 minutes.
Where's the other clock? The white clock.
That's it, right in your hand.
Well, that, oh, I thought that was a paper
No.
towel. Okay, so,
This is the seal act.
So
So
should
should
we-
we like, see,
should
this
we do
is,
a few more?
so remember, it has to get wet, dry.
Try.
So this is, you can see it's still really wet.
Yeah, yeah.
These ones you can touch with your finger, I don't think they're dry yet, even though this garage is like 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's still sticky.
Okay, so,
So should we do a few more?
well, we can do that, but let's go up here and use.
I think, let's
On this giant.
let's finish this one first before we move on.
Yeah, okay. I agree. Okay. I'm just not feeling that lucky.
Okay, those are the way, you need to wait, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
When I used it before, maybe I didn't wait long enough, but see, you were white, and I put it on and wipe it off, the chip would still be there.
Well, I think what happens is you get nervous.
And you get,
Oh my God, what have I done? Like, I don't know, Darren, if you can see this sploosh of paint here. it's-
Yeah, we can see it. Yep.
It looks god awful, man. I'm
if
telling
it
you.
dries like that, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. The scratch looked better.
And there's a spot.
Hey, Paul, what's the worst case scenario? It just paints the whole hood again, right?
Did anybody here have shares in a body shop?
Carry on tonight?
Yeah. Yeah,
One
so,
of, one of our members is Gary Glover, that's his last name, right, from Number One Collision.
but, Gary Walker?
Walker.
Gary Walker, excuse me, Gary Walker.
Gary Glover's from the island. Yeah, so, you ever heard that term, it's like watching paint dry? Well, that's pretty much sums this one up. So, we're just waiting.
Yeah, so like, I'll just tell you, like this glove here is gonna take some time to dry.
Yeah, that's pretty
These
good.
ones are getting close to dry. You can feel them, they're just barely sticky.
Okay,
It's not the end of the world.
yeah, well, not bad for a first attempt, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's see, so then the next step is to wipe it with this white cloth.
With the pink
With the
solution.
pink
solution.
Yeah, so again, this pink solution, yeah, every time you can see it, it's settled in the bottom of the bottle here.
One cups down here,
You
there's
see it? It's settled. So you gotta basically just shake this up for like that. Now it's all pink. And then Jeff is gonna put that on the cloth. And he's gonna not put much pressure on it. He's just kind of gonna go back and forth. Not too much. You're just trying to take off the excess. If you push on it, you're gonna pull the paint out of the chip.
So if you can see that, that's called the Seal-Act blending solution. So that's the stuff.
Yeah. And this stuff doesn't work with any other paint except their paint. How's this doing now? Let's see.
Getting pretty dry.
That's getting there. Yeah, it's not quite dry.
If somebody hadn't had such a heavy hand putting a blob of paint on, probably would be dry by now.
Yeah.
This one up here is pretty dry.
Yeah, that was pretty dry.
Let's try with the first off.
Okay, yeah. Worst case scenario, you wipe it all off and you gotta do it all
Start
over.
again. Yeah.
So the ticket
No,
here.
no, 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 that's it.
Oh,
Need a little bit there.
The other bottom's hot. All right, the cap. So just, see, there you go. Thank God, he's saving me already. Okay, so we'll shake it up good, then I just put a drop.
Well, let me just see, put like a, say like a loony size, so fold it like this, put a loony size on here,
Okay,
Are you allowed to say really?
that's good. Yeah, yeah,
and then.
okay, here we go, put it
Can
on
you see
there.
that spot okay?
Sort of.
Can you see that spot, Darren?
Darren, how we doing there?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, so,
Okay, here we go.
Oh God,
and,
I forgot Atlas Gray doesn't come off.
yeah, apparently not, actually.
This is atmospheric reason, right?
Yeah.
It's not even metallic blue.
Okay, how we doing?
It's,
Come here.
slowly. Not as easy as he showed in the video. I've got to give it a bit of a scrubby scrub on the edges.
Yeah, but just keep it on the seal act, because you want that stuff to do. what
There we
it's
go,
doing.
now it's starting.
Yeah, you gotta make it
Huh.
a little more, and then what you do is you wipe it with this at any time. So like, for example, right now,
Yeah.
take this and wipe it.
Okay, okay, so it took out the worst of the chip where I could see white here before, but now I can still see there's a bit of a chip, but the color is somewhat filled in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see that clearly there.
Can you guys see that okay, guys? Darren?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
again,
so-
it's all in how you wipe it and
Hey.
how you apply.
And from watching other videos, you can go back and reapply it and do it over and over again until it fills in the chip. So
Like these ones down here, these two are dry.
Let's get working on these.
Okay.
These 3 or 4 here.
Okay, so apply
Put a
a
little more seal.
little
act
more
on this side.
solution here.
Yeah.
Oops, get it all over the car. And I just start to give it a nice little rubby rub here. I think perhaps I was a little overzealous with the paint and didn't wipe it off well enough.
Well, I notice he uses a brush.
And he uses thumb too.
Right, puts it on with a brush and then uses his thumb to kind of whip it off.
Yeah.
So I left it a little too thick. Maybe the next one I'll actually apply it with the brush tip, so it gets right in the hole. And maybe use the squeegee that comes with this thing, so it gets it nice and flush. Because I don't have the experience that that guy did in the video, so.
So that's looking really good there. I'll get down to
Yeah,
these
two of
two.
those guys there, Jeff.
Yeah, this guy's still got some.
You have to do it all at once, like a whole bunch of them, because you're gonna wipe them with your microfiber.
And you got that other guy over there too, right?
Yeah.
Need more seal act.
I think so.
hey, Jeff, Brad online here says this is like the P&E Pavilion trade show.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah, come one, come all.
Yeah, come on.
See, like this top one here, this one is pretty good there. That's getting better.
So Jeff, it's Paul here. I've actually had pretty good luck using a very fine paintbrush and just a little bit of touch-up paint to touch up chips. But as I understand it, and you can tell me whether this is true or not, the benefit of the Dr. Color Chip technique is that it will actually fill in like smaller chips and you know the sort of many little chips that you get from road rash, and not have a raised surface on the touch up. Does that seem to be correct?
Yeah, I would agree, Paul. This is sort of filling in the chips. That's taken away the worst of, like, you can't see the white through there anymore. And I can see now that I've done a couple of them. I'm gonna try using a brush to dab it on, and I'm gonna try using the squeegee that comes with this to scrape it smooth across, so I don't have such a buildup on the surface. I think that's part of my issue.
I think we gotta work on that.
And we'll do some of these, this little guy
And
here.
then the big guy.
We need more of this. So your dry brush.
So that stuff, as it sits, it starts to activate the paint.
Okay, so that looks good.
This guy's gonna take
That will be a bit of a bitch, because there's a lot of paint on it.
Yeah, somebody got a little carried away on the amount of paint.
more stuff, more juice there.
More juice,
Coming.
and maybe turn the cloth over, you know? So you know what I found when I was doing this? If there were some adjacent little teeny marks as I was doing this, I moved the white cloth with the seal over those other little spots, and the residual filled them in.
Huh, nice.
That's weird.
It's doing a really good job, actually. I'm really surprised. Huh. Okay, call me pretty impressed. I gotta tell you, this stuff.
Now, we're accepting orders for this right now. Just click on the lower right-hand corner of your screen.
Okay, so that's
way better, man.
That's actually pretty cool compared to what it was before. I don't know if you remember from the beginning, these were really bright white chips in the paint. You can still see them, they're not invisible. But you know what?
You
They're
stand 3 feet away, you can't see each other.
1,000 times better. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Okay, so you know what we should try? We're gonna try a couple of these are big ones,
Yeah.
but that's not a problem. But we should also try up here where Jeff had a couple of scratches.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get my
See what
little
they
brush.
do.
Does it matter which brush you use? I guess it depends on the size of the scratch. So I'm gonna use this little skinny brush for the little skinny scratch. Yeah. Okay, so can you see that scratch here, guys? That's the cat scratch.
Yeah.
My daughter's cat in the garage, who's still alive, but barely is on its 8th life. So Astrid's a nice cat, but if she keeps doing this, it won't be much longer. So I'm just gonna touch that in the cat scratch. Just like so, fill that in. I do another little half of it up here. I'm gonna go much lighter than my first gross application that I did. Touch up some little spots. I think now I can
Now
see
let's
that
go up to these.
a bit of a steady hand would be, is that a?
That's a yeah, that's a little chip.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go, gosh, it's amazing when you get close up and personal, how many little nasty, rotten.
This will be the longest Tech Talk Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be
It's like
here,
watching paint dry, you know.
we'll be here for a while, but it's pretty amazing, actually. You don't realize how many scratches there are in your
Don't
car.
watch it because you'll forget where they are.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, we'll stop there then.
There's that nice big guy right there.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, we can do that. Just because I can, we're here.
Glob. Take your finger in.
Okay, so that's it for now. We'll stop with those.
So
Yeah, you gotta wipe this
Let me
off.
clean that brush with this shit.
Yeah.
See a lot of crap. Close it out.
I bet it does. All right, so
That's not bad.
It's not bad, is it?
Like really, look at that.
Yeah.
that's pretty, actually,
You can hardly see those marks.
that's
over
pretty
there.
cool. The camera probably exaggerates how much you can see, but in real life, compared to what it looked like before, that is night and day improvement. And now by applying it a little less vigorously, I can tell that it'll come off much easier and I won't have such a giant area to try to blob off.
They're gonna make that good and wet looking stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of that shit there.
So I'm gonna let this dry. This top one is actually dry already. So we're gonna give this one a little bit of a wipey wipe.
How's that look, Brett, or Darren, how are we looking?
Yeah, looks good. We can see exactly what you guys are doing. Looks great.
This one was more of a surface mar and not so much of a scratch, so. I'm gonna say that is gone. That is absolutely incredible because you can barely see it at all.
You're close.
Like if I look right in the reflection of the light above, you can see a subtle dent where the scratch was, but holy moly, that's incredible.
This one should be dry.
I'm just gonna go.
And that's good. The lower scratch there too.
Some more?
Not yet. I think we're good for a second here. Let's let the stuff dry a bit. That's incredible.
There's your scratch there.
That one's not dry yet. I can see it's still wet up top.
And
These
there's
other ones
a
are-
big goo right there.
It's still wet too.
Okay.
And this one's still wet too. So we'll leave those for a minute. This one, still a bit wet. So anyways, we're watching paint dry, but the reality is, guys, this stuff's really easy to use. And it's surprisingly forgiving. And holy moly, that is really quite shocking as how well it fills those little silly little things up.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes, kind of like magic when you're here in real life. I mean, the camera probably is exaggerating what the issues look like. There's like 5 billion little tiny scratches and chips and stone chips and stuff. And to be honest, the way this fills them up and smooths them out, it's pretty cool. I'm actually really impressed by that.
How's the other scratch, the second scratch look? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably dry now because it wasn't very big.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been very nervous about this.
Take some more.
More stuff.
Doesn't hurt to use lots of this.
You feel it underneath?
Not even a bit, can't feel a thing through this cloth. But it's, this one too, at the same time, this one too.
Yeah, let that sit for a second and go back to the other ones, then it starts to activate the paint. So this stuff does not hurt your clear coat one little bit.
There we go, that's starting to work there now, that's good.
Yeah, that's good for a wipe up there for sure.
This scratch is still there. I wonder if you got enough paint on it.
It's just softening, yeah.
It's just softening?
Paint is softening now to.
Yeah.
Can feel it
So
start
this
to
is,
work.
this stuff is the trick.
Yeah.
It dries and then it softens, and then it allows it to sort of spread out over the mark.
Wow.
It's
Holy
red.
shit.
There, it
You can't see it
disappeared.
anymore,
Just
just
disappeared.
Just suddenly it just, you can feel it. As I'm starting to use it now, I can sense that.
this one you can still see.
You can get a sense of it, you feel it, and then all of a sudden you feel it give. And
It's gone.
it's very subtle. It's actually really cool. And then it just, boom,
Just
just
like
like
wet
that.
with your microfiber towel and see what you got there, buddy. Well, that looks pretty freaking good to me. I mean, from an angle, I can barely see a glare of a scratch.
Yeah,
Barely see it.
I got
There it is, yeah.
the one here that I did.
Is that another little bit over here? Yeah.
Again, I can see.
Or is that one done or
I'm
no?
just gonna let it soften up a bit. You can see what Matt was saying about let the stuff work a bit. Once you let it work, it softens it. It takes a minute, starts to react, and then all of a sudden, it just comes off. And if you don't let it work long enough, you have to rub too hard and you actually scrape it out of the hole.
That's right.
So I can see what's happening there now. That one feels much better now. It's not gone.
These guys here,
This one I didn't do.
yeah,
It's a
so that's our
scratch.
next.
So I think we should move up to, these are really big ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think these are squeegee ones. Yeah, I'll get the squeegee.
Those are the ones we were looking at before we went on the air, and it would be pretty cool to see those.
whoops, hang on.
See, there's another little scratch there.
Two
This
shakes,
one-
guys. Let's get our
This
camera
one
back.
is way better.
Yeah.
But there was those three, you didn't do those three.
Oh, you need a white?
No, but you didn't
Oh,
show
I
it.
didn't fill it, no.
Hold on, pause for a second here, guys.
Stuff in the brush.
So for those.
And we're live.
You did those.
So Darren, we're looking at these scratches right here.
Put the paint back here,
Yeah, we can see those.
from here, okay, over it this way. So paint up, and go over. Okay?
And
All right,
there's the
so-
squeegee.
yeah.
So these ones I inherited with the car. This one in particular is really deep. Like you can really feel it. It's right down literally to the raw metal. Now, when I bought the car 3.5 years ago, I had a ceramic coating down on it and it stopped it from corroding more. What I should have done is had all this touch up done first and then ceramic coated it. But that having been said,
Hey, Darren, guide me up or down, or am I right on?
They're perfect right there. We can see the scratches. It's perfect.
Small drop, if you're gonna do a drop.
above it, and maybe do just do
Right
this
above
one
it.
first, or this one.
I do both of them, but right above them. So you're not into the hole. Okay. And even. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
All right, so drop is right above the top end of the scratch.
Squeezing the squeegee. That'll make it nice and flat.
Whoa.
But that's a big one, so that might be a tricky
You
one.
want to leave it and then redo it again afterwards?
Right?
He's gotta feel pretty good to start with for a first go. I think that's good. Don't overreact there.
Let it dry, let it dry.
Okay, so while we're doing that, letting that dry, there's a scuff here that you
Yep.
could try,
Okay.
which is not even a chip, it's a, who knows
That's
what.
an abrasion, yeah.
See that there, Darren?
Right
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, we can see it now with the a little bit.
3 centimeter.
Yeah. We're losing you guys.
Okay, so
There you go.
brush here. You brush this on.
Your internet connection is unstable. Why is that?
I don't know. What's fine?
It's Wi-Fi when we're running 4K video. It's a little bit of a band with hog, you know?
I think it came back on.
We still have you, Darren?
Okay, got 3 spots right there. We're good?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, thanks. Good brush too.
Thanks.
Now we need,
So hurry up and let those dry.
let's come back to our big gouges here. They're looking at me.
Oh, still some here. Right there. We got some shit.
Oh, let's throw it earlier, okay?
No. I just did it with my finger, it's wet. I think this is one there too. See
It's
that?
still wet.
There and there.
You're still wet though.
Oh, did you just touch those?
Yeah, just
Oh,
the
sorry.
door. Yeah. So we'll let those dry. These ones, she looks amazingly a lot flatter already because the squeegee scraped it across flat to the other paint. So I can see with using the squeegee, the nice thing is it doesn't leave a lot of residue here, but it definitely fills the hole in. I think these 2 holes, because they're so big, definitely gonna need more than 1 coat, I'm pretty sure, but holy moly, even now, it's just incredible. I've had those there.
Residue will come off with cut polish.
Yeah, possibly. I
No,
think
they were too deep, Paul. They were right down, man.
these two were literally down to the raw metal.
Yeah,
They're
but whatever's on the surface will come off from with just a light polish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the surface.
Meanwhile, the scratches are filled.
Yeah. Yeah, these big chips, they're the doozies. So I'm gonna just give this a bit of a start here. And because I didn't leave a lot of residue on the surface, I don't think I need to be rubbing as hard. And we're just gonna give that a minute to start to react a bit.
A bit.
We'll take a bit more, sure. And we'll start to. You can tell as soon as it starts to go, I'm gonna just rub away from the holes first. And when that starts to go, then I know I can go over the hole.
Hey Jeff, on the ones that have dried, it's a perfect paint match color, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, actually. It's right on the money.
You would never know, Darren.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to send your paint code to them and they match your paint code. So
Yeah,
you tell them what.
This morning I was playing around with their website, and you put in your paint code and your model and year of the car, and it comes up. So it's pretty cool.
So I bought 3 of them. I got one for this car, which is Atlas Gray Metallic. I got one for my 2004.
Try to keep that flat, don't let a wrinkle go in.
I got one for my 2004 996 Cura 2 Cabriolet in midnight blue. And I've got a 2008 Saab 97X Aero, which is a black metallic. And I got all 3 at the same time. And all during COVID would have been a perfect time to actually do them all. So this is not coming off yet, so it's still.
I'd use the squeegee, but can't say it's my favorite tool.
Starting to come loose now.
Yeah.
I feel it now. Yeah.
Need more stuff?
It's still pretty wet. I think we're good. This takes a while to react.
Hey, Jeff, what's the temperature in there?
What are we?
20-ish
Sorry, Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius, man.
Fahrenheit.
No, this is what garage you can walk in your bare feet.
Yeah. I'm boiling in this sweater. I should actually take it off. And,
Does that make a difference for the application?
Well, you don't want to do it in cold weather, that's for sure. And that's why we brought Jeff's car down yesterday, to make sure that it was nice and warm.
there we go. There we go.
Finally coming loose?
Yeah.
This is wiping with this to see what we look like. So you can see where it is.
Yeah.
Big ones take more time, they're harder to do. For sure.
And that one's still got a lot of pull around it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Lots.
But it's not thick residual.
There we go. That's coming on.
I can't forget about these guys down here either, right?
I know.
They say though you can leave these for up to a day
No way.
and still come back with the
Yeah.
stuff.
Until you apply this reactor stuff, it doesn't set properly. It'll dry, but it doesn't set. Okay, there we're getting closer.
So that's looking much better. You might need an extra application, you think, Jeff?
Oh yeah, take one more. Here we
But
go.
that's way better. Like way better.
You guys see that?
See that?
Yeah.
You see the 2? Remember how they looked before?
Yeah.
Now here in real life, they're not perfect yet. I could do another application, but they're definitely 1,000 times better. And from without light shining straight on them, they're much, much, much less visible.
Actually, Jeff, I looked away for a second, I looked back, now I can't see them.
Yeah, so if I work on these other.
Depends on the light.
Yeah.
Which way you're looking.
But like you were saying, Matt, from a couple of feet away.
You're not gonna see. There we go, that's that one. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's just Just look around it, not directly on top of the hole, but actually around the edge a bit more. So one of those projects that I could see, you know, it's a Saturday, you're in the garage,
It's raining out.
it's raining, it's miserable, your garage isn't freezing cold. And, you know, you can go in there and you can chip away, literally chip, pardon my pun. That's incredible.
Yeah, so I don't know how many of you guys know Kevin Pakel from the club, from the Sunshine Coast. He's got an 911
Turbo in, that was Arena Red?
No, it's not Arena Red, it's the other red.
Orient?
I think it's Orient Red. So Kevin spent about 10 hours on his car doing this and took out, he said, thousands of road chips.
Yeah.
And he said, I couldn't believe when it was done. He said, the car, you wouldn't even know it had road chips in it.
Yeah, he had a lot of chips on that car.
A lot of them, Paul. You remember that from the last tour we were on together?
Oh, that one disappeared completely. Like,
Yep, it's gone. I can
actually,
I can't even see that.
I cannot see 3 centimeters scuff here.
Yeah, it's gone.
It is literally gone. Like from any angle,
Yeah.
with any light, it is completely, totally disappeared.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Wow.
I can't believe that. That's pretty
So if
cool.
you go in afterwards with like a really good cut polish, you're not gonna see
Yeah.
anything, right?
No, that's what they say to you, that after you're done, you know, wait a week or so, come in and use a really light polish on it.
Yeah. So now if I look at the paint here, there's a chip here, 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 here. There's literally, there's hundreds of them across the front of this car. So, you know, I'm not going to keep everybody online as I do the whole car, but the reality is that you can go in here and you can do some of this touch-up stuff. And like this one in particular, I cannot believe it. That is literally gone. It is gone. That, I mean, where it was.
I don't either, I can't even
Like
see it.
it is gone.
Totally.
And that's pretty impressive. So maybe we'll do one more on this top section here.
Yep.
These 2 big ones. You can sort of still see them.
And they still feel like there's a cavity there.
Yeah. So I'm going to use the brush this time, and I'm just going to touch it in there, and then I'm going to scoop over it.
With the squeegee.
Yeah.
You guys can't see this, neither can we. They've improved 80% from what they were.
So you know what we're doing that. So some of these ones down here, you know, you might do some of this road rash in an area here, where you just take it and swipe it with your thumb.
I'll take the squeegee here. I'm just going to squeeze over this just very lightly. Just sort of level it out. And I'll leave those dry for a few minutes. We'll go down to the bumper.
So you're like, I did my Cayman bumper, it wasn't as bad as Jeff's. A lot of little tiny marks. And all I did was I took this stuff and I put it on and I just kind of wiped it like this with my fingertips. Not very thick.
These ones in particular, can you see those?
Yeah, we see those.
You see those, Darren?
I didn't just pick an area.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Just try it. If you want to squeeze it on, I'll just swipe it up with the squeegee. I only use my thumb.
Let's just try it up here. Now just take that and squeegee it over a bunch of.
Oh, we're going free form on the technique now.
Yeah. Living life large. Feeling braver now that I've used this stuff, and I know it's definitely more forgiving.
See, like in here. Like
Yeah, let's
there's
try
like 3 or
some
4
of these, yeah.
Just try it.
Yeah, just throw a blob in there. The nice thing with the dark paint, and I don't know how it would be on silver, but On the dark paint, you can definitely see when there's something in the paint. And the Atlas gray is not particularly forgiving, so like a black car, I guess, would be the closest.
Yeah.
And so we'll try those areas and let them dry up. Whew. If you had smell vision, man, I'm telling you, whoo, holy. This stuff is
Better than
good.
mushrooms.
That's the good stuff. Oh. Holy smokes. This stone wouldn't walk out of here tonight. Yeah, maybe good ventilation might be a good idea, but we've got all the doors closed here, which makes it more interesting. Yeah, so that's, yeah, it is completely dry now.
Is it the paint or the alcohol, you guys?
Yeah. It was the wine beforehand, but now it's the paint during, so can you see those okay on the camera?
I can see from here.
Yeah, we can see
Darren,
them.
what do you-
Yeah, we see them.
You need the big stuff, Jeff? or
I
you
just
got it?
loaded it up there, not, but yeah, I think,
So this is the second application of which is
I'm just gonna apply it over the surface lightly first, and let it sit for a minute.
Damn.
Get the perimeter away from my scratches. And that just takes a minute to start working. So I can tell from rubbing away from the scratch that it's not completely activated yet. So I'm just gonna let that sort of absorb for a minute. We'll go down to the ones a bit. Try them. Give me a shot.
Give me a shot, here we go, hit it.
Hit me, yeah. So this one, this is much smaller
If
scratches.
you can see this, Jeff did an area this big.
Yeah. So we're gonna give that a good wipey wipe. And this section, this is a really big section. Feeling a bit bravery right now, so we'll let this stuff activate a bit and then give it a good wipe.
And I think even what I did with mine before is I wiped it up too fast. I was probably really worried about it drying and not having the confidence that the solvent here is going to actually
Yeah.
going to do
And
it.
as you're doing this, you can even wipe into some of these other areas where you didn't put it, because it will fill in little tiny micro holes with the extra paint that you're wiping around.
Nice.
Now it's just starting to react. Now I can feel it.
What's it feel like when it's starting to red? You're just going to relax a little
You
bit?
feel it like when you're rubbing over top of it and it's hard and dry, it feels like you're rubbing over a dry patch of something.
And then all of a sudden it goes
So all of a sudden it
silky.
goes ooh, like it's soft. It just goes soft, and it's pretty cool. But you can definitely feel it when it starts to relax. All of a sudden, it just, you don't feel that resistance. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. There we go. Now it's starting to come off.
Well, I can see it here. Darren, do you see that?
Yeah,
You can see it like you can see the fogginess and all of a sudden it disappears.
Yeah, there it's gone.
There.
Just like that, it's gone.
Still see a couple little chips in there, but
Yeah,
they might take more focus, right?
perhaps, but they're not white. That's the amazing part now.
You know what, and it even filled in some of the ones over here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the little teeny ones are super easy to fill.
Yeah.
The big ones are a little bit more of a technique and you practice with that, but it looks 1,000 times better. Okay, I'm gonna get that wet. We'll add a little more. I'm gonna go to the top ones actually.
Go for a new spot here. So if you're buying one of these kits, I would say you could customize these, buy more of these white cloths, because you're gonna use more than what they give you. And it's a special sort of a lint-free cloth that I don't think you could duplicate it with a microfiber or anything else, so. And they're cheap. Yeah, that's way better.
It's incredible, so much better.
Way better. Like from here, where I'm standing, you can barely see the first crack.
Yeah, that's the
Only because I
residual,
know it's there.
the residual stuff in here. I'm wiping on another spot that was here.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's filled and it's gone. It's just a scuff mark. in the paint, it's shallow. It's clearly where a rock grazed it.
Yeah.
And this stuff is swimming in, yeah.
That's it, yeah. And just a little of your microfiber and you're good. That's enough of that white one, I'd say.
Yeah, look at that almost.
And it's not perfect, but oh boy, what a difference.
Well, like I said, those big ones are really hard.
They look 90% better, or like 90%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this little scratch here, that'll be an easy one to eventually get rid of. No. No. Okay, bumper.
Our big blob here, your last one, guys.
Yeah, I think that'll do us for tonight, but, oh yeah, I can feel it now. It's
I
working.
know what Jeff's gonna be doing the next like couple of weeks is gonna be doing all his cars now. Now that he knows how it works and got the nerve up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
need a bit of warm temperature unless Matt wants to loan out his garage some more.
Yeah.
Because my garage isn't like 20 degrees inside, it's like 2 degrees inside. There we go. It's funny how you can just feel it when it releases.
Yeah.
And
And then
you
you're
can
going
see it.
backwards, just hit some more of the bumper, because you got lots of residual on there.
Microchips.
And it'll do a lot. That you won't have to come back to go, oh, those little chips.
Micro what?
Chips.
Okay, thought that's what you said. But it's pretty cool because you can see in the reflection from the lights what has wiped off and what has not, and how it shows up. It's actually really easy to use. So overall, guys, I have to say, being a complete neophyte, having no experience before at all,
That bumper's way better.
It's way better.
Way better.
and the camera exaggerates a bit what you're seeing, I would suggest, because in real life, like you cannot believe how much better that looks in real life. Isn't it?
Steven, I don't know if that's noticeable from your end.
Yeah,
It's
you know, you can tell the effect it has. It's much shinier.
That's incredible. It's not perfect, you guys, but it's actually really quite shocking at what a difference it makes to the car overall. Because especially here, these ones that are all around this emblem, they were white. They were literally down to the primer. These whole rock chips here, those are the first group we did.
Yeah.
Like this section, I mean, I know they were there and I can sort of see the dents a little bit still, but I bet if I went back a second time,
Yeah,
I could make them almost invisible. These ones we didn't do.
We didn't do those, but if you did those, they would like this. These ones just need a little more. That one needs a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Like these ones, I'd almost be tempted to do the thumb technique
Need a
that the guy
little more
did,
build up.
you know, just to.
Yeah. I think the squeegee and the thumb do the same, but the squeegee seems like it's flat. Maybe.
Because I watched the guy from the Dr. do
It
this.
just leaves it much heavier there.
Thumb.
Yeah.
He puts the drip here, goes thumb, drip, thumb,
It
thumb.
looks like the guy used the brush. Big gob in the brush, dropped it, thumb.
Yeah.
Drop them, drop them.
I've used the squeegee before, but I didn't think the squeegee worked as good as a finger, because I think it took it too flat.
So look, there's a big nasty old chip here. You can
Hey,
see it
hey,
really
Joel?
clear.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got some questions rolling in here. A few that I'll send off to you guys, or if you can see them.
Sure.
Actually, you can see them. Hey, do you have the chat up there, Joel?
I can drop the camera back into its
Oh, yeah.
holster there. Let me just have a little.
I can read them off if you want. Yeah,
Go ahead and read them off, Darren.
sure. Yeah, Brad was asking, I guess he might have been a little later than we talked to first, but about the cost, and if he would spend the money again based on the experience and the result here today.
I can tell you unequivocally, absolutely, I would do it again. I have no regrets at all. This is so much easier than I thought it was going to be. And you have the ability to remove what you've added pretty easily with this stuff. So you can go in here and do a bunch of touch-ups. And if you're unhappy with what you've done, you can wipe them off with this reducer stuff and they'll go away. But it's actually so easy.
There was other question, kind of two along the same topic. How does this compare to other regular touch-up paints and as well as the Porsche sticks, the touch-up Porsche sticks? You would say
Well, I can agree with those because I have used the Porsche touch-up sticks and also other touch-up paints for other brands of cars. This stuff is 10,000 times easier.
And what about the supply for paint and the solution there? Is there enough to really take care of all the marks on your bumper?
Oh, I could do 3 or 5 of my cars with this, with the hundreds of spots I've got. Easily.
Yeah, it's way more than you'll ever use
Yeah,
owning a car with one kit.
way more. Yeah,
Never use enough. You'd never run out of it.
yeah.
So like, I don't know if you could see this on the camera because we're not pointed here, but these ones on the bumper are particularly bad ones.
Yeah.
On this corner.
Can we aim the camera here, Joel?
Sure can. Let Joel do that because he's the cameraman. But these ones are really pretty.
Can you see them here, you guys?
Darren, what do you see there?
Yeah, we can see those. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put the brush in here. We'll fill those up with a blob in each hole. I mean, there's 5 billion of them. They're
You can see
everywhere.
how you could spend a whole weekend doing this, right?
You're going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, probably
That's
start
right.
on a quarter panel at a time.
All you do.
Take a break.
See, when I looked at my paint from 5 feet away before we started this, I thought, oh, well, it's like half a dozen or 10 scratches that I could do. And as you get in here close and you really start looking, you realize that there are literally like 10,000, 100,000 little chips. I don't even know. There's so many. I'm not even gonna try to get them all here on camera right now, but I'll focus on that area.
Or Jeff, you could just be like they're talking on the chat here. You could just be like Joel and just trade cars every 9 months, and then you don't have to do this.
Just saying. Just saying.
I'm offended.
I resemble that remark. Yeah, that's a different tax bracket than me, you guys. So
It's different tactic.
yeah,
Tactic.
tactic. Yeah, let's go with that. Different tactic. Yeah, that's that's a different topic for another technique. How do you do a car every 6 months and just flip it and not go bankrupt at the same time and not have your wife divorce you? I don't know.
That's a Tech Talk Tuesday.
Hey guys, we're getting close to 10 after 7 here, and some people are starting to sign off. So maybe we'll wrap it up here.
Wrap things up. And I'll put the camera back. We'll just do a final discussion with Matt and Jeff here. Let me get you guys on screen. All right, there you are. Just a couple words to the camera there, Jeff.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you guys, this stuff's the cat's meow. It really works great. I'm super happy with the results. I would definitely recommend it. From being a complete newbie to being able to fill these holes like this, fantastic stuff, really fantastic. Super easy to work with, super forgiving. I feel very confident with it. As long as I don't miss a spot, I'll be good to go. And I can see why they say don't do too large an area at one time, because you could forget and just do a quick wipe over and leave it, and then it will set.
Yeah.
So,
But you still can get it off.
yeah.
Just takes a little more work.
Yeah, I think that was interesting, Matt, that you could even leave it a day.
A day.
And a day, so it just probably goes to show how long it takes paint to actually cure, right?
Yeah. I suspect that it's the reactor. If I left the reactor on there and let it sit, it would be a different story.
Might be a different story. But I mean, these guys say that if you have a problem of any kind, you pull their toll-free number, they walk you through it. You've made a mistake, you left it too long, or I can't get a chip out. They'll explain to you what you should do to try to get it as good as it'll get. Because again, we're not repainting, we're just
Hey,
touching up.
Jeff, what is the final cure time on this? How long does it until it's finally fully cured?
I'm driving the car home tonight, so easy.
5 minutes.
5
As soon
minutes.
as you've done it, wipe it with the microfiber, it's good to go.
Cool.
Very quick. So you don't have to leave the car in the garage for a week to dry or cure, and
See, that's
it's sweet.
That's
Pretty
I
incredible.
started working on it. That's super.
Anyway, so at the end of the day, you guys, this stuff is really great. I would recommend it for sure. I'm gonna have some projects to work on over the rest of COVID here to try to get the rest of my paint looking good. But it's good stuff.
Right on.
So I want to say thanks to everybody for showing up for another great Tech Talk Tuesday. And Darren, you're doing an awesome job with these things. It's really fun. I've learned a lot, and we've met some cool guys like Zach Robichon, which made the Daytona 24 a lot more interesting for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, different things that we're learning. So I want to say thanks to Darren for doing this, and thanks to everybody for showing up tonight and watching the bold experiment.
Well, hey, Jeff, well, thanks for volunteering your car and you know, and doing this as raw live as you did. I mean, I know talking to you the last couple of days, you're like, I haven't even opened the box. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to put it on there and see what happens. So
I wanted it to be real, because that's what everybody's going to be doing, right? You're going to get it at your house, and you're going to be like me when I got it back in May. And it's going to sit there in a box inside for a while until at some point you finally screw up enough courage to try it. The reality is, it could not be easier to apply, and it could not be more forgiving. And the results speak for themselves. Is it perfect? No. But is it 10,000 times better? Absolutely. Unbelievable. So
right on.
I'll keep plugging away with it, and we'll make it look a lot better over the next few weeks or months. So especially those big deep ones up top there.
Hey, what's the next event coming up in the Porsche Club? What do we got coming up? A drive?
We've got the probably the winter rally, which we postponed because of snow this past weekend. So I think that's coming up in 2 weeks. We've got JCC starting mid-March, and every 2 weeks after that.
Yep.
We've got
Sky starting on April.
yeah, we got the track day coming up in May on the 27th up at Area 27.
Yep, track day, guys.
Got the West Coast tour to Tofino on the 28th for a few days. So, oh no, it's May. Same weekend is basically same time as the track day.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's May.
So yeah, so we got lots. Keep an eye on the calendar. Look at the road ahead. Watch Facebook, and you'll see whatever's coming up all the time. And if anybody has any comments about the road ahead, or any comments about whatever we're doing in the club, keep it to yourself. No, I'm just kidding. No, send them in, because honestly, the whole idea is we're a club, right? We're a bunch of members. We're a bunch of volunteers. I'm no different from anybody else. And the whole idea here is we're having a good time. We're trying to share some fun with other people. This is not a here we are now, entertain us thing. This is a, hey, what can I learn? How can I share? How can I enjoy other people's company? How can I make my ownership of a Porsche, if it's at all possible, even better? And that's with the people. It's all about the people. So it doesn't matter what you want to do. If you want to get involved in any way, even if it's just showing up at events, that's cool. But if you want to get involved, be a volunteer for something, step up, do a drive. We'll help you with it. We've got so much support. But we all have fun, I think.
Yeah, we all have fun.
If we weren't having fun, we
Yeah.
wouldn't be here. I mean it seriously. So yeah, that's what it's about.
We weren't here for the glass of wine.
Well, maybe we were.
Maybe we were.
Maybe we were. Anyways, Joel, I'll let you sign it off. I gotta keep rubbing.
Awesome, guys. Well, listen, thanks for coming out. Thanks, Darren.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Well, right on. Thanks, Jeff.
Signing out. See you next time. See you on another Friday night coming to you.